Yeah, you can sit there.
Hello, everybody. We are live. It is what day of the week it is this week? It is Monday, I think. Tuesday. Can someone help me out? I don't know what day of the week it is, but it's all days of the week. Tuesday. Perfect. Yep. The guys have been in Hull today. As you can see, to everybody watching, I'm just going to give everybody some time. Once again, I want to apologise to everyone for the delayed start. We've had a really unlucky evening with the Wi-Fi. So we've got the guys coming on Harry's phone now. They're streaming from the bus on the phone. We're hoping that the Wi-Fi lasts for a little while. So I'll just start, and for everyone that's coming into the chat room, I'll bring you back into it. Harry's joined by quite a few people. You might recognise a face in there already. That's Richie B FE sat there, and he sat there with quite a few people. And I'm wondering if we can kind of go from one side to the other. We'll start with the lovely lady. Yes, I'm obviously going to start with the lady. Oh no, that was obvious. This is going to sound really quick. Could you tell me who you are? Who are you? Where do you come from? I'm joking. Could you tell us all who you are, darling? And what's your name, gorgeous girlie? And how long have you been awake for?
8 months, if that.
She's new to it.
Very new.
Oh, and how has it been for you today while you've been out in Hull?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, positive interactions on the streets of Hull today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there was a lot in attendance, wasn't there? There was a lot of people interested today. Yeah, it was good to see.
Love it.
11 flat earthers.
In total?
Well, outside us three, so
yeah,
there may be one or two more even.
14, 15 total.
Yeah. The people just kept turning up all day long to see us and that, you know, and I think to stay and have a chat, you know, quite a lot stayed till the end. There's about 7, 8 of us right near the end, you know, like that stayed and had a bit of more of a gabber, and that it was really, really good, to be honest.
Lovely. I'm moving through the lineup. Can you tell us who you are, darling, sat beside Richie B? Can you give us all a synopsis of who are you and how long you've been awake for?
I'm Michael Messenger on Facebook. Michael Foley, Michael Messenger. Yeah, I've been awake for since August last year. And it's right what they say: once you go flat, you never go back. That's it. I'm staying. This lad as well. So.
I'm Steve Fowler. Been flat for nearly 4 years.
Wow, you've got quite a few years under your belt with the flatness then.
I was there for Jaren's first video.
Wow. So you've got some mileage. You've got some mileage as far as being flat's concerned. How have you found it out in Hull today?
I've been at work all day. I've just turned up for this.
Yeah. And what did you think of the camper van when you saw it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Sat in this little.
It's an eyesore, isn't it? It's an eyesore, to say the least. It's an absolute eyesore. Just on a quick thing, what was the main thing that clinched it for you guys? What was it that you saw, or at what point did you kind of realise, right, I've been mugged off here? I've been mugged off.
Well, you see, I was already into conspiracies, and say conspiracies, don't they? Conspiracies.
Yeah.
For quite some time. So, it was my brother. He actually approached me and he says, "Have you heard about flat Earth?" I says, "What?" So you're joking at it, flat Earth, you know? So I just didn't believe it one bit. But that day, it was proper boxing my head in what he was saying to me. So I went home and I tried debunking it. You can't debunk flat Earth.
No. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter if it takes you a week, a month, or a year. The longer you look into it, there's no debunking it. It's just the more you look into it, the deeper the rabbit hole gets, right?
Yeah.
Lack of curvature for me.
Water for me. Water.
Yeah, I'll second you both on that. Water, curvature. There's no bend, there's no curve.
Yeah. Horizon, I reckon's the next one for me. You know, that's always got to be one out of the 3. Horizon. You know, like you see them hot air balloons, and it's flat. You can't get away from it, can you?
Yeah.
For those likely to be living in a pond, aren't we? I suppose. A giant pond. I say we're more likely to be living in a giant pond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, for those of you that were out on the streets in Hull today, what would you say was your main kind of response when you were asking people why they believed they were on a ball in the first place?
Well, there was a lot of them saying it because why would they lie? You know, there was a lot of that going about. You know, why would they lie about the shape of the earth? So I says, well, that's what you need to be asking. You know, you need to be looking into this. You know, what I'm saying to you is the truth, whether they believe it or not. For them, yeah. So
I think off of the back of the conversations that were had today, I think a lot of people are going to go out there and question what they've been taught. I think
there was a lot of cogs turning. You know, there was a lot of people thinking about what we was saying, what we was talking about. Yeah,
and that's what we really want, right? That's all we really want as individuals, is just for people to come away from a conversation and go, right, let me not completely believe everything I've been taught. Let me go and look into it for myself. And I love it when I hear people say, no, don't take my word for it. In fact, if anything, from this conversation, make sure you don't take my word for it. Don't take anyone's word for anything anymore until you've looked into it for yourself.
Don't believe me, but don't ignore me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well said. Perfectly said. In fact, don't believe me, but don't ignore me. Perfect.
If there was proof of the globe, flat earthers wouldn't exist, would they? If there was definite proof of the globe, flat earthers wouldn't exist. They do. So
I've never had the opportunity to sit in a van in Hull.
Yeah, well put. I want to thank everybody that's tuned in so far. I'm just going to give everyone a synopsis. The tour is in Hull today. Quite a few people that know they don't live on a ball have come out to show solidarity, to meet one another and to have interactions out on the street. So there's quite a few people that know they're not on a ball at the moment on the camper van. At some point this evening, I'd really love to play some clips from today. I also want to ask you guys about the next destination from first destination today. You guys, and you left the high street and you went for a certain building that I call the British Brainwashing Corporation. You took yourselves there and made quite a bit of a fuss and a scene outside the BBC today. How was that? Did anyone stop and talk? Not necessarily from the BBC, but did you have any interactions there?
It was a little quiet. So there was a couple of people that was across the road, and you saw them reading the van. You know, and somebody took a few photographs of the van, and you know, so. But it was just more. We had to go there, didn't we? You know, like. But we got. We spent quite a lot of time, you know, chatting to people down that main street, you know, like so there's loads and loads of people just constantly flowing past, so it was just a constant thing for people.
Loads of interest.
So you can't leave it when there's that many people there, can you? So I was going to go to BBC earlier.
Yeah, there was loads of interest. There was loads of leaflets sent out as well.
Yeah.
People took the leaflets. As I was walking away, there was none on the floor, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a very good thing. At least you know that the people have kept the leaflets in their hands, and that's really what we want, is for that red pill to go home and for them to have other conversations with people about it. I'm just going to quickly, for the benefit of everyone watching, I'm going to just play a real quick clip of today, just outside the BBC. So if you guys just bear with me. Here we go. I'm hoping everyone can see what I can see.
Yeah.
So this was them outside the BBC today. They got the big banner out and made themselves the best eyesore in Northern England.
I haven't seen that back in
guys, it's fantastic.
That's cool.
I think this is good.
Guess what my thumbnail's going to be.
Yeah, well said, Harry. I think this is good, though. This is the kind of thing that needs to be done, is going and making a visual statement.
Yeah. Brilliant, guys.
Absolutely brilliant. And I do seem to remember Tara barking up and making up quite a bit of noise, which was good.
You know it's flat, ladies. You know it's flat. Yes, it's flat.
Go on, Chip.
As far as I'm concerned, that camper van has got to, in my opinion, be one of the best eyesores going about at the moment. It's an eyesore, but it's a good one.
Agreed, Roxanne.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for definite. Another thing I want to do, Harry, I know we're having some internet issues this evening, but the other thing I really want to show some people is there's a collection of clips that I've gathered from today. And they're just some short clips from today that I really want to just convey to people about the, you know, really the differences between the interactions you were having. You were really positive interactions. The youth were a bit obnoxious, to say the least. And I really just want to convey that for people. If you guys are all right to just bear with me while I do that. Is that okay with you guys? We'll try and be as quick as possible. So hopefully the internet holds out, yeah? She says, hopefully. She says, hopefully. So here we are. Present to everyone. I'm not a professional yet. Okay. Hopefully you can all see what I can see. So I'm just gonna get this here and take it right back to here.
I remember.
Yeah, right here. Sorry,
Being on the laptop, you can see the trolls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what I ended up watching, which went there. It's like, I had to look, see if there was any, but there wasn't.
Okay. So this here is the first guy that I really thought, okay, yeah, I can see this guy was fully absorbing. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best examples of someone actually listening to what's been said. And there are people that listen, but it's like they're not really hearing because they're already coming back with their next argument. And I think if looks could say 1,000 words, is base was a picture at one point. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that.
Your response to that. Yes, all right, I'll read it now. Ask you what you think of it. Sorry? Surprised, Laurel. Kevin, I think I might agree with you on that point. Do you mind I'm going to my YouTube channel? Do you mind if I'm going to my YouTube channel? No. Okay. You're surprised to say? Why are you surprised?
Well, you believe in yourself?
Well, I'll say it's not actually a belief. It's more my natural observation. I'm a flat thing. I look at observation of water, how it behaves, to those points, and I've never seen travel through in water.
No, but we all know the world round, and we all know that the finish to the world.
So may I ask you this? Say I wouldn't think. May I ask you why you think the world is controlled?
Because it's been taken out first.
What have I said that's not
that'd be amazing, but because leaving the Earth, haven't we? Satellite, rocket.
You know, a rocket's never been fully filmed leaving the Earth and going into space. The trajectory of a rocket occurs and comes down again, and then transfers from that space and captured CTR. I'll give you £1,000 million pounds and real good footage of the rocket in space, or even the satellite in space. If you Google them and search them, they're all
That's a relevant point, but the one thing that will catch most people is that you take this big photograph taken of the Earth on the outside,
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, if you Google Robert Simmons, he's the guy that produced the blue marble shot of Earth from space. And he claims they're not photographs, but I produced the CGI of football, but he actually did the photoshops. Because they have to be said. So there are no real photographs of Earth as a ball. That's all CGI or cartoon.
Nice. So what about if it's like looking at other projections like the sun and the moon and other things like that? They're all round.
Well, I don't know what shape they are, but there's a sun and the moon there. But I can't tell the moon is a solid sphere.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe this shape wrong. I don't know. But see, when we were at school, we believed in Santa Claus. Then you were told you lived in this ball, water going around it. Now, as a mature adult now, ask you, how can water conform to the exterior of a ball and flow around it continually? Good for me, that's insane.
I'm not very physical with physics, so I can't answer that.
Well, that's very honest of you, but you believe that's a belief. It wasn't a scientific inquiry, was it? We didn't go through a scientific system of investigation. We just accepted what we were told, so therefore it's a belief of stuff on the information.
I don't know, don't they measure waves and that, and don't they go for like nice?
Yeah, they claim to measure gravitational waves, but I would have to see an experiment with that.
He asked really good questions, considering it was the first time he's having this conversation. I thought it was brilliant.
Just his word of mouth, and that exercise has never been repeated. Science should be able to prove their claims, shouldn't they? They should be able to demonstrate that the water can form.
You need a scientist to put
show proof
to validate.
Yeah. Because science cannot reproduce the working model of a ball of water going around it. So therefore, we have to believe that it tells the truth. Just from Earth, or based on Earth, well, sure.
Yeah, that can be also believed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but then if you go on the internet and research Robert Simmons, who produces these blue marble shots, he's telling you they're not photographs.
Yeah, Robert Simmons. I'll have a look. But,
hopefully he will. Hopefully he will have a look. If you want to see more of that, go and look at John Smith Global Eye. I think this one click and you're there. The next clip is going to be basically a synopsis of who was there. So if you just give me a second, I will play this just for a few minutes.
Okay. No, I just thought you. No, I came on the way to start.
What's your name?
Jeff Fowler.
Jeff. Just been Jeff. Oh. So how many do we have now? 7, Fowler?
7 or 8.
8.
How many One, 2.
That's 11 altogether then, including us.
I think I was going to go.
That's 12. That's 12 then.
Brilliant setup in the middle of the high street. There's so many people going up and down that high street. It was quite a busy high street, really, wasn't it? So the next clip I'm going to play was from an apparent person that has quantum physics understanding. Am I right there, Harry? He did say he had quantum physics understanding, at least.
To tell you the truth, I can't remember which one that was.
Every time someone says they have an understanding of quantum physics, I think of Victor. I'm not going to lie. I think of Victor and I think, I know a quantum physicist. So, you know, you may have an understanding of it, but I know someone that is one. Love it. So this one is is a clip of the quantum physics. And well, we'll say he had a quantum physics understanding for the purposes of this. So here we go. This is it right now.
Yeah. So, what's the understanding of your quantum physics? What do you think about the fact that we don't think we live in a spinning ball?
I think it's difficult to prove that we don't.
So I'd argue it's more difficult to prove we do than we don't. Do you think we have number one truth that we do live in a spinning ball?
It's to do with latitude and longitude.
Yeah.
The way that was first worked out many thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Which proves that there is curvature. And if there's curvature, if you follow that curvature all the way around, you come back to the same point.
Can you explain to me how that actually proves curvature? Longitude and latitude. How does that prove curvature?
Because the way they measured it, I believe, originally was that they found the difference between the arc and the triangle. Do you believe something like that?
Can you not do that in the flat plate?
Right? From place to place, measure it.
Did the earth move or did the above move?
No, the man moved and measured to it.
You know, there's 3 scientific experiments done last century that went out to measure the movement of the earth.
I've heard about Nicholson and Moore.
Yeah. Halley's failure.
No, I've not heard of that one. No.
Sagnac. So they went out to measure the movement of the earth. But this is mainstream science. Here we do. But they had to acknowledge and conclude that the earth doesn't move. Now, that's the one that you quoted first. That's before we had telescopes or anything. More modern versions have proved that the earth doesn't move. But that's not taught in school. And I wonder why.
I understand where you're coming from. There's a lot of holes in a lot of the theories.
Yeah.
And I always say the word theories.
Yeah, excellent. You have. I like how we've been active with language here. Yeah. It is theories.
Like I say, I mean, they're finding stuff all the time that totally flies in the face of our physics.
Yeah.
And we can't explain it, but it exists. So, I mean,
what exists? What do you say exists?
This, I don't think it needs debating. I think science, and this falls in science. Science constantly, you can't change your mind. You need to keep explaining, even if somebody else thinks they've closed the door.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with opening that door and opening another look.
Science should be open to questions, shouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, without question. I'm not a big fan of your simple theory. I think that's in a lot of ways to do with funding.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep a job or grow
all that kind of stuff. Ego as well.
Ego, absolutely. Now, science should be demonstrable with people measurable, shouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I'm asking logical questions, legitimate questions, and it's met with defence, that should be part of science. Science is good for everything. Now, if somebody's telling me that water reforms the sphere of the ball, I'll need proof of that. And science cannot demonstrate or reproduce a working model of a ball with water flowing around. But yet we believe that. They'll watch the behaviour of water in nature. It drops to a slow point and then it lies flat level. Everywhere we see flat level, a rising flat level, the water's flat level, we go to great heights, the horizon's level. Nobody's seen this curvature of that. Although we see it's there, we can't be measured. We can't see the curvature of the horizon. We can't see water sticking to objects, exterior objects. So we have no proof of that. So therefore, it must be a belief about it. Because we can't evidence ourselves, and we can't prove it, show it, touch it, feel it. So then, it's second-hand information, which is a belief. So you and I, if we believe in the heliocentric model, it's a belief system.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a scientific process.
But this is where they say science is the new religion.
Yeah, scientism.
It's a religion. There's a lot of it is based on faith and not actual fact.
Yeah, scientism. Yeah. So it is just like a religion. And I'm not criticizing religion. But you know, it's a belief system. Science should not be a belief system. It should be demonstrated or observable.
Well said, Harry. Absolutely well said. So the next clip is these two lovely ladies.
Could I ask you what you think about what you're looking at there? What do you think?
I did.
Oh, sorry. We're asking people, can they prove they live on a spinning ball Earth? No, it's never been proven yet.
Oh, well. Well, I think the fact that we're here proves it, don't you?
But what are we on? What are we on? What are we standing on?
I don't know what you mean. Solid ground.
Solid ground, but what shape is the whole place to be standing on? It's supposed to be, but how do we know that? Oh, I like you already.
No, we're not falling off, are we? So
yes,
it's the gravity that's holding it.
That's what we're told.
Oh, bless her.
How can we prove that?
Well,
so therefore, it's a belief then. Since we were about 5 years old in school, we were told we live all. We were told we believe in Santa Claus, weren't we? We believed in tooth fairy and Santa Claus. They take us into the classroom and say, "You live in this spinning ball walking around it." Okay. Now, you might have a couple of questions like, "How don't we fall off?" And they say gravity. It's almost like, "Now shut up and accept authority." Now they don't prove that to us. It's a belief. They could have told you cabbage for all you know, and you still believe it because our critical thinking didn't develop at that age. We're naive, gullible, and impressionable. So now, as mature women with critical thinking, I'm asking, how can water conform to exterior of a ball? Madness, is it not?
Yeah, that's also, but if it's, I mean, we are there.
So it's never been proven it's a ball. We're on Earth with a flat stationary plane. It doesn't move. Now, all your senses, if you listen to your senses, we're not feeling any spin. We're supposed to be spinning 1,000 miles an hour, 67,000 miles an hour around the sun, millions of miles around the galaxy. All my senses tell me I'm not moving. Stationary flat. And that can be proven with flat. Not right. All these images of Earth you see from space are not photographed. They're photographed. They're made in a studio. The guy who makes them tells you that on a radio show. They're not photographed. They're photographed. Nobody's been to space.
So why are you doing all this? Is it to prove to people what's happening?
Yeah. It's also, I think, it's a criminal lie to be lying to children about where they live. They live in a spinning ball of water around it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Have you flown, ladies?
Yes.
Okay, an airplane uses a gyroscope and an artificial horizon to fly level. Now, if you were flying level for 10 hours on a ball,
and the next clip here, those two lovely ladies were brilliant. We'll come back to talking about these clips in a second, but this is the next clip here.
So when it comes to my own beliefs, when it comes to other things, I don't believe I'm sensitive anyway.
Well, that's good. I think you're talking about primary observations for yourself rather than believing second-hand information. So you live in a ball is all second-hand information. And all this information from space on now. It's not photographs. There's no real photographs that you live in a ball.
If the would all have sunlight at the same time.
The sun and the moon were a lot smaller than being told.
I don't fancy the moon. But I believe that if the world was flat, we'd all have sunshine at the same time, wouldn't we?
Say you're in your bedroom and the light's out, and you're using a torch beam, and you go around the edge. I don't believe the sun is 93 million miles away when you get hot spots and angular rays coming down from the sun. It was 93 million miles away.
Well, that's hard to debate when you've got geo in the sky.
Yes, I quite agree. Yeah, I quite agree. But I'm just asking you to question what you've been told and to look into it, because There's no evidence we live in a spinning ball with water around it. It's
I don't
impossible.
believe there's much evidence that it's flat either, and I have looked. I still don't believe it.
I could see miles away, which I shouldn't be able to if I lived on a ball, because the ball curves. I'm seeing things I shouldn't be able to see and should be further down the horizon.
But you can look at a magnifying glass and that could make you see better. And that's just a different angle.
Yeah, but a magnifying glass is about things that are near to you, but far away in the horizon.
Telescope, further away.
Yeah, telescopes prove that you can see things. Yeah, they actually disprove the ball because you can see things far away in the horizon. But it should be miles below the horizon. There's no in the ball. You go on an aeroplane, it's flat horizon everywhere. Well, you've got all the details to look into yourself.
I still don't believe.
I'm not asking you to believe. I'm not asking you to believe. I'm only asking you to question what you were told. And maybe,
I never when I was told at school anyway. That's why I'm going to school. So I'm going to school. Respectfully, I have looked into it.
Yeah.
I took a leave there. But
have I raised any legitimate questions?
I've already heard it before and been asked it from people who believe that.
Okay. All right.
But I don't either way. Your eye is the same shape.
But as you mentioned,
and you said everything goes upside down, your eye has to
you mentioned water needs to be contained.
Yes.
That's common sense truth that you can verify yourself. Testable with people. Every time you make a cup of water, every time you make a bath, it stays.
Go right to the bottom of all the figures. You've got mud and everything around the water, so it is contained. Even when it's on the land, even when rivers are on the land.
Exactly, but it's not contained on the wall, is it? Upside down.
What? Just from the water, sky. Geoengineering.
Just judging facting, I feel like she is going to look into it again. I feel like she is. I'm going to click it now to the youth at the end.
No, you haven't been tested, or else you see the millions of videos the bubbles come out.
Have you ever thought they have been edited? Have you ever thought that?
I have thought of that, but you're not thinking of that, though, are you? Because you're 100% sure you're right. And how old are you? How old are you?
Scientific research.
How old are you coming up?
Why do you believe it?
People say that.
Why do you believe it? If you're
can be every single person in the world can do some kind of research. So you might be looking at everything. Because there's been actual proof. How can we do research
in the blur?
Yeah, answer my question. Why
how do we have to do it?
There you go.
Yeah. How do we have to do it?
You haven't answered my question.
Yeah, he's very good at that.
Yeah, you haven't answered my question. You answer my question. Why do you originally believe this blur?
Because I've seen videos and
No, you don't. Why did you originally believe it? How was you taught that?
I wasn't taught it, I knew it from my own mind.
I knew it from my own mind. I'm going to have to pause it there. And everybody, if you want to see the full-length feature, go to John Smith Globalised channel, take a look at today's action, and you'll get a full-length feature of that. I knew it from my own mind. His words, not mine. He said, I wasn't taught it. I knew it from my own mind. That, for me, was probably one of the most ludicrous answers I've ever heard. Ever. Just ever. It was like the denial was so strong in the false ideology that he's holding that ball in that he was prepared to just verify, what's the word? Fabricate it. It was just oozing out of him. And I think that's a really good representation for some of the more difficult interactions that we have, even with our family and friends. When we're having personal interactions with them, those are the kind of barriers that come up. And when that's in your inner circle and you're coming up, with friends that you've had for years and stuff, and they're saying stuff like that, it's a really good representation of how to get around that conversation. So if you want to see what happened with that conversation, go and watch the full-length feature. Some of you that are in the camper were there for those interactions. Could you maybe emphasize a little bit on what was happening with those interactions, guys? Anyone for anyone? Pick a person, any person. Can anyone?
Well,
yeah.
To be honest, I got my shock really, because I had like 3 trolls pretty much one after another, you know, hitting me, and it was that was a bit of a wake up call for me, that one was. So it was a good experience to getting the trolls at me this time, you know. Glad they came at me, to be quite honest, but there was a lot of really good interactions as well that we had, you know, where you know 100% they're going to look at them leaflets when they go you know, like I ended 20 out and there was tons more being handed out, you know, so
yeah, well said. Guys, you're breaking up a little bit. I could just make out what Richie was saying, but it's breaking up quite a bit. But loads of leaflets handed out. Loads of leaflets handed out. So just until the internet comes back on a little bit better, the guys are in Hull today. Hull's been a bit of an experience. It definitely was for me. If anyone can hear me, which I'm hoping everyone can, what will you all take away from today? What will be the highlight of your interactions today?
Can you hear us, Roxanne?
Just about. It's really bad.
No, can you see us?
Hello?
Yes.
Yep, I can hear you,
no.
but I can't see you. It keeps freezing. To the chat room watching, are you able to hear guys on the camper? No worries, no worries. I can still hear you.
So what?
Do you want to answer or whatever?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was. I don't. You said. It was a great day today, and like I say, it drew a lad. Well, I think it was a lad. Yeah, and you know, I was just glad that I was able to reach out to. Well, we was able to reach out to as many as we could during the daytime. You know, get them thinking about the flat earth. You know, is it possible that we've been lied to? You know, just get them cogs turning and, you know, make them think for themselves.
Yeah, and question what they've been taught, right?
Don't care for me, but you know, like it's something that, you know, like I mean, there was loads and loads and loads of good reactions and that. What you know, like so, it came out to meet us as well. I was, yeah. Just the amount of people that came out that was splatters, you know, that didn't even lived in Hull. You know, it was across grabbing leaflets and stuff. So
good stuff. Good stuff.
And now I've got 4 guys at work watching now.
Nice one.
Rich.
You're going to be flat for Christmas.
Nice
Love it. I'm so sorry the connection's so bad from the camper tonight. Harry, is there anything you can do about the connection? The chat room's having real difficulty. Can you hear me?
What I could do is drive away from the. Can you hear me?
Just about, yeah. Just about. Chat room, bear with me. Technical issues as we're going. I'm so sorry.
We could maybe drive somewhere else.
Yeah, if you're able to drive somewhere else, if you can hear me, guys, if you're able to drive somewhere else and get a better connection, that'd be lovely. That'd be brilliant. Anything you're able to do to better that connection would be awesome. Go on.
Okay, Roxanne, if you give us a wee bit, I'll go.
Cool. No worries. Okay, guys, so they're going to
I'll go and drive somewhere else.
Perfect. Perfect. Nice one, Harry. Nice one. Okay, so we're going to bear with Harry in the camper while they try and find somewhere else. So we'll be back with that shortly. I'm going to give you a rundown of everywhere else that the tour's going to be for the remainder, November the 3rd. Guys, are you still there? Can you hear me? The channels as well. So it's site FE starts in Stoke. There's a border. In there, John to the tour in Leeds on the 19th. On the 20th, the tour is going to be in Doncaster. On the 21st, the tour is going to be in Stoke-on-Trent. On the 22nd, the tour is going to be in Nottingham. On the 23rd, the tour is going to be in Leicester. On the 24th, will be in Cambridge. 25th will be Chelmsford and Ipswich, simultaneously done in the same day. The 26th will be Oxford. The 27th will be Swindon. The 28th will be Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park, London. The 29th will be Newport. The 30th will be Bristol. The 31st will be Bath. The 1st of November will be Yeovil. The 2nd of November will be Weymouth. And the 3rd of November will be London. And that is the tour finale. So keep following the tour to find out the location and the time for the London end of tour finale for the Globe Lie. I still haven't thought of something better to say than come one, come all, because we all know we don't live on a ball. I mean, that's not the say. That's well. Anyway, cut a long story short. Come one, come all. Definitely to Speaker's Corner in London. That is a type of area where you can go and have discussions with people. They're there for that kind of reason. So I'd strongly advise anyone to come to London to show solidarity. If you want to interact with people and have conversations with people that are ready to have conversations about it, Speaker's Corner is a place to go for that. And also the 3rd of November as well. There's going to be quite a few people coming to the 3rd of November. So if you want to get out there and mingle with people that have done observations, mingle with people that have done activism, and you want to get out there and start doing those kind of things yourself, I would also strongly advise you to come along. If you know you don't live on a ball and you want information and you're a civilized human being, then I would suggest you come along. You may learn a thing or two and come away with some information to help you to question what you've been taught. Now, I can get to the chat room. I want to thank you all for taking the time to tune in tonight while we've done the update from Hull. AJM, thank you for tuning in. I Am Empire, thank you for tuning in. Lifting the Lid, hello Robin darling, thank you for tuning in. Flat Earth Pilgrim, hello Mark, thanks for tuning in. Critical Inception, thanks for tuning in. Tilly Mint, thank you for tuning in. John James, thank you for tuning in. Boo Ranch, Francis Hill, thank you for tuning in. Eco Dave Media, thank you for tuning in, my darling. Flat Earth Trav, Flat Earth Trav. See, said it first time. It does help when it's sat there in front of me and I don't say it with an E. How are you doing, darling? Stephen Watson. Whoops. Ranty Flat Earth, hi, darling. How are you doing? Jane of Torquay, thanks for tuning in. Plain Station, thanks for tuning in. Tapper 777, thanks for tuning in, darling. Lynn Skywatch, thanks for tuning in. Kimmy Spreadborough, thanks for tuning in. Dagon Morningstar, thanks for tuning in. I hope I haven't missed anyone. One day I'll get there. I will get there one day, you know. Don't worry. Richard Lowthorne. No, Richard Lowthorpe. Thanks for tuning in. Enda Iraden. Thanks for tuning in. From Turkey. Hi, thanks for tuning in. No One's Flower. Nora. Hello, my dear. How are you, sweetheart? Yeah, I think we're doing really well so far, right? Think about it. Start of September, was it about the 13th, the 14th of September? We're now approaching the end of October. A lot of locations have been done, you know, from down in Torquay, all the way through Ireland, up over to Scotland, and now down into England. I, for one, am feeling incredibly proud of what they've done so far. This task alone is a mammoth task. To do 8 weeks and over 50 locations, I think we can all agree it's a pretty major task to be done. But I do feel that after this task has been done, a wave of conversations will have been started, a wave of conversations to question what people have been taught. And I think that can only be a good thing. So if any of you have any questions for me or for the tour or for the guys when they come back on, you can pop them in the chat box. But yeah, this is nice. Nice. I'm feeling good. We've had some hiccups with the camper van earlier on in the tour, which we managed to get over. But I think it's safe to say we're on the home run. I think it's safe to say we're on the home run. Even just looking at that list of locations I'm giving you, that is so small in comparison to how the list was when we begun the tour. You know, I think a lot's to be said for that. And I want to give a massive thanks to everyone also behind the scenes who's been putting in an incredible amount of hours trying to logistically work this out and to keep the wheels turning for the tour. The donations, again, I want to give a massive shout to every one of you that's put into this. It's because of you that this tour is going on. It's the people's tour. Admittedly, not everyone's going to be able to get there in person and to carry out this monumental task, but there is people that are prepared to do that. And for those people that are prepared to do that, I think anything we can do to help this conversation be started on a mass scale, I think it can only be a good thing, right? So back into the chat room. How can people help with the tour? Right, so first and foremost, I've got 3 links in the description. I've got PayPal, I've got GoFundMe, and I've got Patreon links for Harry and the tour in the description. You can donate really easily through PayPal. You can donate through GoFundMe, relatively easy. I didn't find Patreon as easy. For me, PayPal was the easiest version for me. You can also help in person. When the tour comes through your location, go out, show solidarity, go out and show that you're there in person. You can also give cash donations to the tour in person. I don't think food parcels will be refused. I think we've had a couple of those. Scottish Steve, thank you so much for coming out and helping the guys out that day. So yeah, there's various ways, and you can also email Jason@Disbury.com. You can email me operationrealness@yahoo.com. Like I said, you can go on to Global Eye. You can contact anyone in the team through there by email, and you should be getting a response within 12 hours of that email being sent. So yeah, if there's any other questions that I can answer for you. Are we going to Chelmsford? Yes, we are going to Chelmsford on the 25th. 2 locations are going to be done simultaneously that day. Stay tuned for more information about that closer to the time. But yeah, Chelmsford and Ipswich are both going to be carried out on the 25th of October. Can I see a book written after this, Roxanne? I can definitely see a documentary being made after this, during this, for this. But yeah, interesting question. I guess we don't know. I guess we don't know. A book. How interesting. Yeah, go and check out Critical Inception's channel, everybody. He's doing bits and pieces with activism just now and stuff. So yeah, I'd strongly suggest you go over and check his channel out as well. And yeah, like AJ says, there's many ways to support the tour. I mean, you can even just support it by clicking like on Harry's videos. Anyone who's to do with the tour's videos, this video, click like and share and make everyone aware. That's one thing that you can do, just making people aware that this is going on. This is all going part and parcel towards being socially accepted to speak about. I think we'll know we're getting to a good landmark when people that are having issues with their immediate family being open to the subject. It'd be good to get people that are already knowing they're not living on the balls, family members coming to them going, okay, right, it's everywhere, right, sit down, tell me about this, because it's all over the place now. That would be a good start, because that would help it being socially accepted. If you're ridiculed at work for thinking what you think, if it starts to be socially accepted, the people at your work will start coming back to you. And I think there's already people that are living that. I've seen that displayed in the chat box sometimes on Harry's video. There's people that are already living their lives, being able to interact with people about this subject, and it's completely socially accepted. So I think we are pushing slowly ahead, but we are moving forward. I don't think for any reason we're going backwards with this. Let's just go into the chat room. So if any of you have any questions, I'm going to be joining the tour towards the weekend. I'll give you more details for anybody else that's going to be joining the tour. So I'll definitely be with the tour for Doncaster, Stoke, Nottingham, Leicester, Cambridge, Ipswich, Chelmsford, Oxford, Swindon, and Speaker's Corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 locations from Stoke-on-Trent to Speaker's Corner. And then I'll be there again with the tour on the 3rd of November. Well done, Jimmy, Effie, getting the conversation going in his household. Well done. So in the meantime, what you can expect is you can expect a live stream from Harry's channel every day. You can expect some kind of update from my channel each and every day. I'm going to maybe adapt it a little bit when I'm on the tour, because I can see quite clearly how much internet issues are happening on the tour bus. I, however, have got unlimited internet on my SIM card, and I've got an unlimited hotspot on my SIM card. So jury's out on that one as to how much and what I'm going to be able to do. The one thing I do know I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to go live while I'm there. Whether I'm going to be able to hold a hangout while I'm there is debatable. So either way, you're going to see live streams from me when I'm there. And I'll keep you up to date as much as I can. Like I said, it's debatable. I can see how much trouble Harry's got being invited into a hangout and just going into a hangout as a guest. So I'm thinking, right, I'm probably better off just to go live. So if anyone's got any advice for what to do on the road, by all means, email me, operationrealness@yahoo.com. Stick some advice in the chat box for me. Anything positive from BBC Stoke? Not sure yet. Harry had some internet issues before I managed to quiz his brain. I thought with Tara barking, I thought that quite a few people would have come to the window to see what the dog was perpetually barking about. So I was kind of urging Tara, you know, carry on, bark on, bark on. So fingers crossed, you know, even if, you know, pictures of the camper van have gone out on people's social media, I feel that that's awareness as well, because people are seeing that there is a camper van going up and down the country plastered with flat earth stickers and research it. So in that sense, sorry, just having a bit of a madness with my laptop just now. Tech issues everywhere. in that respect, I feel like, you know, the red pill just going up and down the country the way it is awareness in its own right. And you heard John THOR saying yesterday that, you know, they've got people knocking the door. They've got people, in fact, a little bit the same way Dean Marble was saying with van life, you know, that, you know, he'll be sitting in there and people will be walking past and he'll see them looking at it and reading it and taking pictures of it. So I'm quite satisfied in the fact that, like I said, I think that's one of the best eyesores in the UK just now. Someone showed me a better flat earth eyesore that's on wheels. And I'll eat my hat if I had one. So once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm on a mission to go to the British Space Agency on the tour, and it's kind of in between. I think it's in between Swindon and Bath. It's kind of on the path of the journey. I've got some specific questions I want to put to them, but I wanted to reach out to you guys. I'm not going to talk about my question publicly yet. I will talk about it a bit closer to the time, and then you can have your input on the questions that I want to ask them, because I've got a funny feeling if any of you had the opportunity to walk into the British Space Agency and ask them a question, I've got a funny feeling you'd have the list the length of your arm. So a bit closer to the time, I'm going to reach out to you all and see what your input is as to what it is I'm going to speak to them about. But I'm going to go there and I'm going to ask to speak to someone who'd be willing to have a conversation with me. And yeah, be interesting. I feel that my question that I've got for them is pretty decent. So rattle your minds, see what you can come up with, because I want to give them a decent amount of questions that they can't easily answer, because I want to know where £1.16 million is going every day. There's some stuff that we should have, according to them, that we don't have. Maybe that could be my question for you guys tonight. What is it that we should have that we don't have from them? I'm going to be specifically asking them where one specific thing that we should have by now isn't with us. So, you know, where is it? And I think we'll find with most of these questions that we pose to the space agencies, the reason we don't have the answers to these things is because if we did have the answers to these things, then we would know where we are. And we don't, because we're lied to. We're lied to on the biggest scale ever known to mankind. So, yeah, I've got my list of questions. If you have any questions that you want to put to the British Space Agency, obviously if I was in NASA, I'd go and knock on their door, but I'm in England. Okay, so I'm limited as to where and who I can go and speak to. But I'm going to approach them a little bit closer to the time and in a civil ask them to speak to me. So yeah, just telling them about my little ideas, Harry, for the British Space Agency. I don't know if you can hear me, Harry. Can you hear me? Yeah, you've muted yourself. You muted yourself. You've muted yourself. Nice one. Yeah, I was just telling everybody about my little idea to go and knock on the British Space Agency's door and ask them a couple of questions. May as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, as I was looking at you guys outside the BBC today, I was just like, yeah, roll on British Space Agency. I've got questions. I want to know where our money is, Harry.
Yeah.
I want to know where it's going and what is going on and where's the stuff that we should have had from them by now.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that.
Yep.
I've got a connection, but we can't seem to switch the camera on, so...
No worries. No worries. Listen, I think everyone's just grateful to have you back in the hangout. Guys, now that the camper's back in the exactly no one's flower, where was their transparency? All of the space agencies, JAXA, the European Space Agency, the British Space Agency, NASA, the lot, all of them. And you only have to look at that shambles of what happened the other week with that performance that went up on there. It's a joke. It's a joke, and like we were saying, the amount of reactions people give us when we ask them why they think they live on a ball. Oh, well, the space agencies show us pictures. They've showed us footage, and you're just like, oh.
And there's an incredible amount of people out on the street who think that's enough proof for them to believe in the illusion. And I keep saying that an intelligent mind is not going to be satisfied with pictures or CGI or theories, and it's amazing how people will protect that illusion just by reciting pictures, video pictures. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they've made such, you could only have to look at some of the clips that have been put together about we're going to get to this by then, we're going to do this by then, we're going to do that by then, and then you just think it's just more CGI, all of it. CGI.
Yeah. And the children I speak to, and they hear Richard Branson promising to take people to space in the next 5 years, but the children of 17 years old are not aware that he was saying that in the 1990s.
Exactly.
In the next 5 years, next 10 years, it's like we're goldfish. We forget they said it 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just telling everyone where the tour is going to be as well. You guys are going to be in Leeds tomorrow.
Yes.
And I've also got high hopes for Leeds. There's a university there as well, Leeds University, right?
That's right. Yes.
So I'm hoping to see quite a lot of the youth out in the streets tomorrow lunchtime. For lunch.
Ideally, it would be some busy part of town near the university.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So somewhere that people are schmoozing, people are kind of not rushing about. They're sat down and chilling for a little bit. So I think tomorrow is going to be very interesting. Leeds is quite a big city. There's a dense population there as well. So there should be a lot of people.
Yes, there should be. And can I just say thank you on camera? I'm not on camera. or on the air about a flat earther we met today called Ian. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was picked up what he did, but he says, I'm just going to go away to the bank and get some donation for you. And he was just so nice and so supportive of what we're doing. And he went along and got £50 out of his bank account, and he gave it to us for it's very humbling, he says you keep the wheels on the road and keep what you're doing, and so we were all just great gobsmacked. So Ian, thank you so much for that. We're really impressed with you. He took part in activism. He's like a natural. He stayed with us there up till the BBC, and he gave us a lovely donation. So, wow, brilliant.
Thank you so much, Ian. Thank you very much. I'm telling you, it's donations like that and people being generous, even like the guy in Newcastle. It's all of these donations, collaboratively speaking, that are helping pay for the camper van, they're helping pay for the fuel, they're helping pay for all the extra bits and pieces that are needed, the leaflets. The leaflets cost a pretty penny. We're not handing out like cheap, crappy leaflets to people. They're high gloss, folded over A4 size, double printed leaflets. Yeah, you only just have to go and look at how much they cost to go and to give out to people, and do the maths at the amount of leaflets that are getting handed out. So to every one of you that are helping donate, you're even helping towards the red pills that we're handing out to people. And just for purposes, Harry, while I'm just grabbing one, can you do me a favor and just tell people the amount of leaflets you think you probably handed out from day one till now, please?
Oh, in the thousands upon thousands. On the caravan, we've got big boxes of them, and the weight's so heavy. There's so many. It's very difficult to carry the box because of the weight. So we've been through, 3-4 boxes, and there are thousands in each box. But then we moved up from from Land's End up through Ireland, England, Scotland, and back down to England. So we're handing out lots of leaflets. And like today, there's lots of people with us, and most of them had leaflets to hand out. Yeah.
So just now, I've just gone and grabbed one to show people the leaflet. If you haven't already seen the leaflet, I'm just going to show you it just now. Have you got an updated version one of this, Harry? Is there a newer one?
No, I don't think so. No. Okay,
cool. So just for representative basis, the leaflet I'm showing you is exactly the same leaflet that's been handed out today.
All right. Yeah.
So I'm hoping the chat room can see me just now. This is the leaflet. Okay, it's got a front and a back and opens. So that's a A4 piece of paper, and it's basically folded over. It's printed both sides. And I don't know if you can see on the camera. Hopefully you can. Don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, can you see it picking up off the light? Yeah, it's like a shiny, high gloss kind of print. We explain here reasons for the synopsis of cognitive dissonance on the back.
I've got a piece on my Facebook.
I've got the images there. Pythagorean theorem right there. Right down to that long distance shot taken there. Inside, it does point people to FE Start, and that's in the description box as well. And if you haven't already looked at that website, have a look, because that's where we're pointing people to straight away, as like a first port of call for destinations of research. And if they're going to start their pursuit of truth, then we wanted to give them an unbiased platform to go to say, right, well, look, you can choose and just now go off on your own tangent and go and research. So we've got visual representations of buoyancy and density, of the seeing perspective images, and this is exactly the same leaflet that you're seeing Harry hold when he's having discussions with people and giving visual representations for what's going on. So as Harry was saying, these leaflets have been handed out all over the So even if your donation has gone through, the leaflets are being handed out onto the screen. So you're helping in every single way possible. All right.
I have no idea what noises.
Okay, I've sorted it.
Yeah, oh, great. Good.
I've sorted it. It's okay. I'm getting better. I'm still somewhat of a novice, but I'm getting better. Believe it or not, I'm getting better.
I still have 2 on the screen, right? Okay.
And I do believe, am I right, Harry, in saying this leaflet is the PDF for this? Yeah. You can download this leaflet from FE Start and just take it to your local printers and sorry, I've got the wrong screen on. Sorry, guys, one sec. This one here. You can download that off of FE Start and go and hand it out. Or not go and hand it out, but you can use it. I feel it's really good to have like a little quick pro quo visual representation of when we're trying to make people visualize what it is we're saying to them, and then it starts them off, and then before you know it, they're questioning. So that, the camper van, the fuel, those things need constantly putting into. So every single donation that you're giving is going towards the camper van hire, the fuel, and the fuel's perpetual. I must say, Scotland really ate into the budget big time. The mileage in Scotland was a lot, getting right up to John O'Groats and back down again to Edinburgh. Well, not to Edinburgh, but to Inverness, Aberdeen, and then back to the borders again. It's a lengthy trip, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a long way to go for small places, but we did it, and it's as you say, ate away into the budget. So hopefully we don't have to travel in England.
So how are you all feeling just now, having done today? How's the feeling in the camper van?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. Yeah.
Steve, I'm enjoying now. He's enjoying now.
I'm loving that. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Oh, your hands are cold.
I'll tell you what, it looks very cozy in there, guys. It looks like a nice vibe in there. It looks all good to me. I can't wait. I can't wait to join. I can't wait to be amongst people that know the same truth I do, and I can't wait to go out and get other people questioning what they've been taught. With regards to you guys' journeys, I've asked Harry this question before, but the three of you that are sat there just now that I can see, from when you woke up to now, what's the biggest change in people's perception that you've seen, or has there been a change in perception that you guys have seen since you woke up to now?
Shall I go first?
Yeah.
I'd say, well, what happened to me at work about 3 months ago, this is a really good example of how people are seeing things now. I mean, I've worked for my company for quite a few years, so people know me and sort of respect me, as a normal person like I was to them. Right. But about 3 months ago, one night, there's there was about 60 people on the Tesco shop floor. We was counting the Tesco's, and everybody in a 30-minute spell found out I was a flat earther. And I walked out of the stockroom onto the shop floor, and everybody bombarded me, but everybody was respectful. Nobody laughed about it or anything, and I was amazed at that. And for the next 2 hours of the shift, you know, like everybody on the shop floor in front of all the customers that was in Tesco shopping at about 10 o'clock in the morning, you know, when it was getting real busy, there was all busy talking flat earth, you know, on the shop floor in front of everybody, you know. It was like really interesting morning, that one was. But nobody took this out of me, or nobody dissed it. I was gobsmacked about it. So there is a there, isn't there, people accepting it.
Yeah, I mean that's like a breath of fresh air, Richie. I can't lie. You know, to hear someone saying I've come out about the truth at work and people still respect me. I think that there is something that's a bit of a landmark that I've heard this year. I've had conversations with people where it's all gone pear-shaped, myself included, where it's all gone pear-shaped. So I think that, like you said, that's a real good marker for how it's being perceived. The fact that you're still, you know, in the same seat of respect that you were before you know, they knew that.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
I didn't even realise that they all knew, you know, like, because I quietly said to a chap in the stockroom, you know, look into this, look into that, look into that. And then he'd gone out on the shop floor and blurted it out to somebody else, and of course it went round the shop floor like wildfire, because everybody in the store that's involved knows me in that company. So
yeah,
the shock to watch, like,
get a round of applause.
Well, there was all that straight away. Richie, what do you believe the Earth's flat? You really believe the Earth's flat? But then I had a couple of people, you know, like private message me on Facebook, got in from work, and we'd been at work all night, and it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they was asking me to send links and that lot, you know, like, and it was like they're making a smoke, not going to sleep, watching, you know, 200 and that lot, you know.
Yeah. You set them off on a tangent, Rich. You did getting messages and all that for how to look at content. I think that's very encouraging. I don't know what anyone else thinks about that, but I mean, that's incredibly encouraging to hear that.
I found it a lot easier talking to people I know regularly. They don't.
They want to turn off. They're just turn off.
Yeah. You get some that tune out, but mostly it's friendly banter. So, but my point of that is, because I've told everybody with these, they all know I'm a flat earther. So wherever I go, they bring it up. I don't have to.
Yeah, well said. I think it comes down to just having real life human interactions with people in your own circle, and then branching out, because that's what I did. I started off with my own circle and then kind of branched out to the point where I'm at now, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see how many people we can tell. Let's see how many. And it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily running around going, yeah, it's flat, yeah, it's flat. It's going around going, are you believing everything you're taught? Have you questioned anything, or have you just completely blindly accepted it all? Because I once was one of those people. I once was one of those people that just blindly accepted it.
I'm in reverse now, because I've done all the truth of stuff and I was laughed at for that. So now I'm in reverse. People bring up flat earth, so I then go back to all the lies before that. Get them to
yeah, because it's not just the flat earth, is it?
No,
it leads to so much more.
All the dots connect.
Yeah. I mean, I found that quite a lot of people I speak to, they already know that there's some major element of doubt whether we landed on the moon or not.
I knew that in '95 and still didn't see the big. So.
What about everyone else with the moon landings? Where was everyone else with the moon landings before they came to not knowing that they weren't on a ball anymore?
I knew it was ball.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, straight away, more or less. Yeah, the shadows on, you know, the bubbles in space,
clowns on wires.
It just got so silly.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, even before I had proof about the moon landings, I've never believed them, to be quite honest. I just, something inside me said it's a load of bullshit, this, and I never ever believed.
It was around about that time Capricorn 1 came out, didn't it? The film Capricorn. Well, no, it wasn't at that time, but do you remember? I think it was in the 70s, 78. I
I know there's 2 coming out, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a new movie out. There's a new thing on Channel 4 about space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't really surprised about the moon landing. When I saw it, you know, and I started looking it up and that lot, 'cause I was more getting the proof, and then 9/11, and then it went to flat Earth after that. You know, like I kept ignoring flat Earth for about 3 months. I thinking,
3 months out of the last 2
and you know, like, I looked into 9/11, and you know, like then all the dodgy shootings in America and everything, and then I finally clicked on the flat Earth, and I thought I was going to debunk it straight away. You know, like and just have a bit of a laugh and a giggle at whatever there was on about, and 2.5+ years, and I'm still here. So
not laughing.
No.
Yeah. Where do you guys think things will be socially about a year from now, this time next year?
No idea.
Well, I'm hoping more and more people.
Well, I know a Facebook group I'm in, or I was in. Up to about a week ago, they were getting 100 members a week. Flat Earth group.
Wow.
Flat Earth Rebels. I will mention
it's growing. The movement
Flat
itself.
Earth Rebels.
You know, well,
Is that UK Flat Earth Rebels, Sarah Christina, yeah?
Yeah.
They're getting 100 a week members.
Yes, massive love to Sarah and the Rebels crew for the Facebook pages as well, and Flat Earth News and Reports as well. Richie Lopez's news channel. There's a lot of people joining that group every day.
Yeah.
I think that's very encouraging as well when you're looking at the numbers of things like that, where people are going, right now, that's it. I need to find out more now. I need to have more conversations with people. That's something that's really positive.
Yeah, it's growing big too.
Yeah. So I think it's you know, there's unity in strength as well. Strength, you know, there's strength in numbers. You know.
Yeah. And you know what I see in front of me? I see I see a variant of people sat there from all different walks of life. You've got all different backgrounds, but you all know you're not living on a spinning ball. So you're all having engagements with people and discussing it people and having dynamics out there in the public. And it's brought you guys to here right now where you're sat on the camper van. And I don't think there's anything conceited about that. I just think that's the power of an individual. The power of a critical thinking individual that wants to do what they want to do independently and isn't looking left and right to see what the masses are doing. They're walking their own path. And I think that's what's brought you to the point where you are now.
Exactly, yeah, because we are all completely different, you know, like, and after this we'll go back, get on with our lives and not have a little chat on Facebook now and again, and then next time, you know, it happens, we'll join up again, you know,
walk amongst the zombies.
You can be an individual and come together, you know, like for a common cause, you know, like it's, and then you go back to your normal life again, you know, like it's not a control thing or anything like that, you know, like it's if we do
doing things off your own free will.
Nothing's going to happen, is it? You know, like we need to speak about it to people, and that. And the only way of doing it is by getting on the streets, isn't it? Because eventually the internet gets closed down. Then what else are we going to do?
This is it, isn't it?
Yeah. Round of applause for you on that one, Richard. I think you put it perfectly there. I think if we start relying on the internet and relying on staying just online and not coming out of that comfort zone and going out into the general public, I mean, even for me, I go out into my local towns. I go out into my I live in between 2 towns, and I go out 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And I go out and do activate. I do it as much off camera as I do it on camera. I think we've all had our experiences. I think everyone that's gone out and done group activism can safely say that half of the people that you could possibly speak to do run off because they are intimidated by a lot of banners, groups and cameras. And I find it far easier just to go out wearing something that says it's flat and having one-to-one communications with people. Not to say that that's more successful, but that's what I do while I'm not doing group activism. It's how I got to the point of doing group activism. And I think for me, I went from researching it to knowing it, waking up my family, and then going, right, I need to branch out because I can't have mundane conversations for the rest of my life. That can't happen. I'm not doing Love Island. I'm not talking about all that crap. It's just, that's like watching.
conversation down, don't you?
Yeah, just a daft thing like having your t-shirt on, you know, it's going to make somebody say, what's that you've got wrote on your t-shirt?
Everyone's looking at everyone, right? All the time. Everyone's eyeballing everyone, especially in London. In London, we call it a screw face. Everyone has a screw face in London. And so I say, if they're going to look at you, may as well give them something to look at.
Yeah.
You know?
Manifesting trust in society, though, isn't it? Nobody trusts anyone.
Yeah. I mean, for me.
I know. Yeah.
But I think that's you know, in whatever capacity people want to wrap it up and put a bow on it. I think however people can get out there in the public and talk about, have you questioned what you've been taught? First and foremost, have you questioned what you've been taught? Are you just believing it all? I think anything that we can do, if someone's a comedian and they can put it into their comedy skit, if someone is working in sales and advertising, if you can just keep dropping subliminals about the earth being flat, go for it. Whatever you can do, just like you said, Richie, you know, when it came to a head point at work, you went, right, okay, come on, let's get your information. No one left behind, you know. I think as soon as we start avoiding having conversations with people and avoiding the subject, then people are going to be left behind as far as being in a position to question what they've been taught. Yeah. Because for me, I didn't know to do that until someone said, have you? Yeah. It was like I was just snoring away, and someone went, no, you're asleep. Am I? And I don't know about anyone else, but back in the day, like really back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to hear people talking about being woke. I used to think, whatever, I'm awake in it. And that saying, wake up and smell the coffee. And I used to think, oh, yeah, whatever. And then you become woke to certain things and you think, all right, I kind of get it now. I kind of get that whole wake up, open your eyes. So I think for most of us, we've been on one side of things and now we're on the other side of things, looking back at how it was. And I think the more time that you get under your belt and get further away from being asleep, it changes your perspective on things a little bit, as it naturally would do, as time does do. You know, it takes you away from the actual situation. But I still remember that kind of gulp moment when my frantic search for whether it was a belief or not kind of came to an end, because I knew I'd been lied to. And I think up until that point, I was in denial. I was swimming in that river, hardcore, up and down, swimming in denial, just woo, all over the place with it. And it was a gulp moment, because I realized, I instantly realized that there was no going back. I think you said it perfectly. Once you research flatness, it sounds cliche to say it, but it's the truth. It doesn't matter if it takes you a week. It took me a long time to understand it was a lie. So some people wake up quickly. For me, they don't call me Bullet for nothing, because I really went into it before I was willing to accept I was in a belief system. I wasn't willing to accept it. It was like I couldn't quite grasp the magnitude of that. And when I did grasp it, it was like, I used to watch like programs about space. I used to watch like Deep Inside the Wormhole and stuff, like, and I used to like think about Area 51, and I really looked into Nibiru, and they sold me on it, really big time. Yeah. And it was like when I had that gulp moment, it was like a set of shackles. The whole space thing, it all just dropped. It just like, you know, like someone turned it all off like instantly. Yeah. And there's no going back from that. There's no going back from, oh, there's no infinite space. You liars. You're lying to us all. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from with it.
When I was a little kid, I've still got my Star Trek collection and that. Like, I'm not getting rid of it. I'll admit to I've still got it, and you know, I love that stuff and that lot. But I've got to be honest, when I eventually clicked on, you know, Flat Earth, I wasn't shocked really. You know, like I listened to it, and within like a couple of hours of looking at it, it was like, that really makes a lot of sense. That does. And then 3 months before I put my Facebook post on, you know, about Flat Earth, so like, but within the space of a couple of hours, it was, this is making sense. But I'd never trusted the government all my life, you know, like I'd always had a major distrust. All my life, like NASA, I didn't believe we'd landed on the moon. So, you know, like I was always fairly open-minded. I wouldn't say I was awake, but I was open-minded about things and that lot. And then I looked at, within a few hours, I knew I was looking at something serious. And
I look back and just staggers me what I used to believe.
Yeah, it's got like a sinister type of thing to it, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's it. What you said, Richie. See, within a couple of hours, you knew, oh crap, I'm gonna have to look into this. Because for me, it was like the first 10 pages on Google. I just went stupidly to my laptop and went, show me real images of Earth from space. And you see, by page 9, I was in denial already. Why was I on page 9? Why did I have to go all the way to page 9? Go, no, there must be a real one. Wait, real. No. Show me real footage. And then page 9. And then I think from that point, you realize, what is it I'm looking for? Why am I looking? And then it's almost like that. I think that's when the indoctrination starts to spaz out in your brain, because it's almost like you start changing the keyword reference in Google. You start changing how you're asking the question. You think, this is denial. Why am I having to ask the question? I want to see it for myself. And you realize the more satellite images you're looking at, and it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. It's not real.
Yeah.
And you realize, suckered. Satellites out there.
Down in Australia.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
I mean, even just the simple pictures of there's no aeroplanes, you know, like going upside down or on a side and things like that. I mean,
you don't even see chemtrails from space.
Yeah, I mean, there would be readily available about thousands of months, you know, like why haven't we got?
You don't realise it's going upside down.
Never mind space, you know, like it's even the aeroplanes.
That's right. And you know what I didn't you know, like, I know this is going to sound silly, but you know when someone says, oh, I'm going to buy a new car, and they tell you what it is, or you're going to buy one, and then you start seeing the car everywhere.
Yeah.
It happens to me like that anyway. But when I woke up, I started to see how much the bull is perpetuated through propaganda. It's just everywhere. Every background of everything, it's just there. Bull, 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 bull. And I started to see it for what it was. And now even there's nothing I can't look at where I'm like, it's flat, it's horizon black. You see how they forgot to fisheye that. Even in little movies or little clips of things, it's everywhere.
No place globe. Yes.
Yeah. I think there's one in Back to the Future, isn't there? There's actually the flat Earth map. One of the clocks. Yeah.
Love it. So what are you guys going to do tonight? You guys going to chillax on the camper and have some I don't live on a ball conversations?
I reckon so.
Yeah, it's whatever time you've got to get on. Like I'll have to look into that, you know, like the bus times. So you get home at least. So. But I've got to go to work tonight, Rox, and I'll be getting picked up at 2 o'clock and got a 4 o'clock start at work. So I'm just going to go work tonight. So.
Last orders at the local for me.
It's worthwhile being tired just to have had this day anyway. I'd rather be tired. I mean, I've got all week off, so one night of tired.
Your colleagues are going to have no idea what you've been doing today, have they? They've got no idea. Richie's just going to walk into work, unbeknownst to them, you've been out waking people up today.
I'm out like still.
Nice one.
Richie.
Love it. I'm loving it. Right, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up if that's all right with you guys. Is that okay? And lovely lady over there. I'm sorry. These guys have been talking for a minute, and we've not really had much of an opportunity to talk to you. But you're right there. Are you okay? You comfortable? You look comfy, darling. It looks lovely and cozy in there, guys. I've got to say. How is it? Can I have a woman's perspective of the camper van, please? What's it like in there, please? I'm due to see that camper van in a few days. Can you give me a heads up?
It's tidy.
Yeah.
Lived in.
Yeah,
oh, crikey.
Lived in. Good one.
Oh, that's like a polite version of saying something else, isn't it? Love it. Look at that. I love it. Love it. It's quite roomy. It is quite roomy. Yeah, man. Hey, John. Hi, John Thor.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Oh, you look shattered, darling. How are you? Tired?
Quite tired. I'm okay, though. I'm okay. Yeah? Excellent day. Wonderful day. Ian was like absolute pleasure to work with. The guy who came at Ian earlier. Really enjoyed it. I hope he comes out again for another day. Really enjoyed his.
Great.
really good day. Excellent. I am a bit tired.
Massive love, John. Massive love.
And to you, shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yep, big time. Big time. I'm going to go through the chat room in a second, Harry. I'm just letting my phone charge up.
Roxanne, could I just say before we go, some dear friends of you and I are going through a really hard time at the moment. Just like to say that we're thinking of them and to keep your moral support up for them. So wishing you all the best, and we'll catch up with you as soon as we can.
Yeah, big time. I'll second that, Harry. I'll second that. Massive love to you, my darlings. Big hugs. Massive love to you and the families. I'll tell you what, I'm loving that camper van. I think, how many days have I got left to go now? Wednesday, Thursday, just a couple of more days and I'll be there, pal. Can't wait. Where's that lovely Tara? Where's Tara?
I forgot to put the lights on, didn't I?
Oh, where's the wee Tara? Flat Earth dog. Flat Earth dog. She was on it today. Full respect to Tara making up noise outside the British Brainwashing Corporation. She knew when to pipe up, didn't she? Good girl, Tara.
He has troll alert as well, so
yeah. Do you know what? The first ever time I went out with you on the streets, Harry, I realised that Tara was a troll alert.
Let me say who you're going to say it with. Would that be Mr. Antarctic?
Yeah, Mr. Ben, the Antarctic guy with his bionic dog.
Yes.
She clocked that dog was bionic from I don't know what was going on with those two, but Tara was fully on it before they even approached us. So yeah, Tara definitely knows what's up. Let me just get my phone, guys. Bear with me a second. I had to charge it. The joys of being an amateur. Thank you so much for being patient with me. And for the chat room, I want to thank you all for taking the time to be with us for the Global Eye UK Tour update in Hull. And for everyone in the chat room, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Sleeping Warrior for being in the chat room. Thank you, my darling. And I want to thank Ranty Flat Earth for tuning in. Thank you, darling. AJM. Belief is a Thief. Thank you for tuning in. Flat or Chord Music. Thank you for tuning in. No One's Flower. Nora, thanks for still being here with us. Transcendent Theory. Thanks for being here with us. Ninja Man. Thank you for being here. Jimmy FE. Critical Inception. Thanks for still being here with us. And Stephen Watson. Thanks for being here with us. Triffid Face 1. Thanks for being here with us. Jamie Brown. Thanks for tuning in. Tilly Mint, thanks for tuning in, my darling. And to you all for being here with us. Flatline, Globe is Dead, thanks for being here with us, my darling. And if you have any questions for the crew before we wrap up, I've just got some other information I've got to give you all, and then we'll wrap up. Lifting the Lids, Robin, thanks so much for being here with us. Plain Station, thanks for still being here with us as well. John James, thanks for being here with us. The Rig, thank you for being here with us. Jane of Torquay, thanks for still being here with us, my darling. And yeah, I've got some information in the description box, are 2 links for some websites that you'll be able to get information about the tour, other videos if you're on the pursuit of truth for yourself. And for anybody that the guys have interacted with on the tour, if you're interested about the conversations you were having with the guys on the tour, by all means, click those links and start your pursuit of truth. There's links for Harry's channel, John Smith Global Eye, for John THOR, and for Richie BFE. If you click Harry's channel and you're not already subscribed, go and subscribe to that channel and click the bell. And there's also 3 ways in that description box that you can donate to this tour, get involved and get this conversation out to more parts of the UK. You can donate through Patreon, GoFundMe and PayPal. And if you have any more questions, by all means, you can click the link of Global Eye's website and contact us through there, or contact jason@disbury.com or operationrealness.com. Is there anything you lovely people would like to say to us all before we wrap up for the evening?
Keep it flat.
Yeah, keep it flat. Keep planting them seeds of truth.
Well said.
Yes. Yeah. I recommend everybody, if you can come and join in, just come and join in, because it is a really good laugh. You know, like you'll get to meet your trolls, but the good people make it so much worthwhile. You know, like taking part in it. You know, it's a learning curve as well. So you know, like yeah, get involved.
Oh, well said.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gone.
Never mind. No, it's all good. No, I want to thank you all for being patient while we were going through those technical difficulties before we went live. And listen, the vibe looks great there in the camper van. And for everyone watching, if you want to get out and join this tour, we want to encourage you to do that. Please come out, come one, come all. If you know you're not on the ball, I've done it again.
That's quality, isn't it?
Oh, if anyone's got a remix that sounds a bit better and less cliche than that, please get in touch with me, because it just keeps coming off the tongue, and I don't mean for it to sound like that. But you know, if you know you live in a flat plane of existence, get out there, join the tour, because we want to encourage you to do that. I'm so sorry.
Remix that you just know the going to happen.
Exactly. Right, guys, thank you so much for doing everything that you've done in Hull today and for linking up on the camper van this evening. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the GlobalEye UK tour update in Hull. Tomorrow, the tour is in Leeds. The guys should try and give you an update when they're approaching Leeds. And if you can come out to Leeds, if you're in proximity to Leeds and you want to get out and join Harry on the activism trip tomorrow, by all means do so. So thank you very much, guys. This has been the tour update for this evening, and we'll be back tomorrow with Harry. Click the notification bells in the description box. All the information is there for you. All right?
Nice.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Take care.